Hello, thank you for joining us today. We are really glad you're here. Time out with Jim. So let's get started.
What we are about to talk about today might be a touchy subject for some people, but please be nice in the comments.
Hey guys, the topic that we're going to discuss is going to be about
being gay. I know a lot of you don't agree with it, but there are reasons for it other than just deciding to be that way. I took some medical classes at a technical school, and we were shown a film from Oprah Winfrey's show, and some of these things were brought to light, and it's been on my mind for a long time because there are a lot of different things that can happen to people, and we just have to deal with it. I know a lot of you go by the Bible and you say, well, they're just bad no matter what, but that's just not true. There are things that can happen to you, such as rape, and that can change your thought on a lot of things, and if it really, really, really bothers you, then, you may not ever consider being with the opposite sex again. It's a mental thing. And then there's pressure of trying to fit in. And sometimes you're pressured so much, you want to fit in, so you do what everybody else is doing. Now, there are some medical conditions. You might have a person that has a intersex genetic disorder, which means they are born with both sexual organs. And for this to be remedied, the parent has to choose a sex for the child to be. And unfortunately, sometimes they choose the wrong sex, and that child may suffer from it for the rest of their life. Okay? And sometimes a child can be born with more male or female hormones than the actual sex that they are born as, which means that they can't help it. That's just the way they were born. And I have a friend that has this problem, and before she figured out that she could take medication to help her have more of the hormones of her original sex, she decided to stay that way because that's all she'd ever known. She was happy that way. She has like one period a year. She has facial hair like a man. Her build is like a man. I mean, everything about her is manly except for her sexual feature. I mean, what can you say? She had no choice about the matter. It just happened. Then there are some kids that, things happen to them. You never know what that may be. They may feel more comfortable with their own sex. And, don't you wish for them to be happy? Don't you wish for any of these people to be happy? I do. I would like for all of them to be happy. I mean, they can't help what happens to them. They can't help how they were born. All right, and then there's one more. Doctors sometimes make mistakes, horrendous mistakes. And when a male child is born and they're doing the circumcision, sometimes they make an extreme problem. They do things that are not right. They make mistakes, and that child must be given a sexual identity because the doctor messed them up. And on doing that, they have to be given medication for the rest of their life to be like female. And even though they do that, sometimes it leaks through, and they may want to be with what they think is their original sex, but it's really not, because when they were born and that problem happened, they weren't given a decision. It's just the way it is. So don't look down on them. They're good people. They just have a hard time. And I know you make decisions for yourself every day. You make decisions for your children. You may not always like what they do or how they are, but if you want to keep your child in your life and they are of the gay persuasion, I suggest you learn to deal with it. And sometimes we just don't want to deal with it. And I've known parents to throw their kids out, throw them out on the streets, and that's not right. That's just not right. Your child can't help it. After all, you gave them life. Wouldn't it be better to say that you could have been the cause of it? I don't know, but it could be just a medical condition. but you didn't take the time to check it out. I mean, give them a chance, because I've seen people that at an early age decided that they were gay. And what did they want to do? Because they didn't think that anyone would accept them, they wanted to commit suicide. And that's not right either. You don't want them to do that. They shouldn't be made to feel bad just because they're different. It's something that we just got to deal with in America and everywhere else. They're different for a reason, and you should help them. Give them a reason to live. Help them be happy, because we only have one life. And if you don't help them, in my eyes, that makes you guilty of all kinds of bad things. I mean, I would really like to see people stand up and accept the fact that we're not all the same. We are not all the same. And it's not things that we do. It just comes out that way, and you have to deal with it. I know that it's going to be a lot of angry people when they hear this, but you know what? It kind of makes me very unhappy when I see people putting gay people down, when they, call them names, treat them bad in school, just whatever. Don't want to give them food. I actually know a person that when they went into a restaurant, they were brought out food that was filled with hair, and they sent it back, and it came back just as... I mean, why would you want to do that to somebody for something that they can't help? Now, that's about all I got to say about the subject, that I just think that people need to wake up and smell the coffee, because today's world is different, our kids are different, and we need to help each other. We need to love each other, and we need to open our eyes, because there are a lot of medical issues that cause people to be gay. There are mental issues that cause them to be gay, and then there are some that they just feel more comfortable, because you don't have any clue what their home life is. So wake up and help your children instead of throwing them out and treating them badly, because they need somebody to love too. Okay, folks, I just want to let you know this is one person's opinion, but I hope I have knocked a little knowledge into your head. And if you don't, if you want to take some medical classes and find out for yourself, or talk to somebody, a doctor or whatever, that's up to you. But just remember, your child needs your help, or your friend or your family needs your help. And for their situation, it's not worth them wanting to commit suicide or anything else. So help them, love them, and listen to them.
And that was my special guest. I would like to thank her for being here, and I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your night, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks.
If this episode touched you in any way, please share it with your family and friends. And please consider donating whatever you can afford. Go to anchor.fm/Time Out with Jim. This will help us keep the podcast going. Thank you for listening, and until next time, God bless.